I don't know if you're interested or not, but there's one of Hollywood's biggest agents here, and he'd like to talk to you. Would you be interested?
Clint Walker is one admirable actor. Everyone might wish to be on a set with or watch his movie. But nobody knew his personal struggles, though there were suspicions because of his behavior. So, to clarify everyone, before his death, he finally admitted what we all suspected. Join us as we uncover Walker's life struggles that nobody knew about. Clint Walker's confession. Many people had long suspected that Clint Walker's life was not as perfect as it seemed. Despite his towering presence and tough cowboy image, there were whispers among fans and those who worked with him that something deeper was hidden behind his strong nature. His calm demeanor and quiet personality often made people wonder if he carried burdens he never spoke about. Hollywood insiders speculated that the actor, known for playing invincible heroes, might not be as fearless in real life. Reports have it that Walker proved everyone right by confirming what they suspected before he died. Although he was battling depression and anxiety, everything worsened after his accident. After his near-fatal accident in 1971, rumors spread that he was never the same again. People around him sensed that the experience had shaken him in ways he never admitted publicly, and truly, it did. The doctors had pronounced him dead after the fall, believing there was no chance of survival. Miraculously, he lived through it. While many might assume this was the greatest challenge he ever faced, what followed was even more difficult. That incident made him reevaluate everything about himself. Having always played tough and indestructible roles, he started to experience deep anxiety and depression. He constantly questioned whether he was truly as strong as people believed him to be. The accident had exposed how fragile life was, leaving him with an emotional burden that stayed with him for years. Despite this internal struggle, he never openly spoke about his fears. Hollywood's expectations were another battle he had to endure. The industry wanted him to be the fearless cowboy he portrayed on television, and the public expected him to maintain that persona in real life. Yet, deep down, he was a quiet and reserved person who found comfort in solitude. He preferred escaping into nature, where he felt the most at peace. However, the world only saw him as Cheyenne Bodie, the strong and unstoppable cowboy. Carrying this larger-than-life image eventually became overwhelming. His personal life was also affected by these struggles. He was married 3 times, but maintaining relationships proved challenging. The pressure to live up to Hollywood's expectations followed him into his personal life, making it difficult to connect on a deeper level. No matter how much he tried, he often felt that he was never enough. The larger-than-life image people had created for him did not reflect who he truly was, and this internal conflict affected many aspects of his relationships. After spending many years in Hollywood, he realized he needed to walk away. While he had a deep passion for acting, he had no desire to remain in the spotlight. The constant pressure of maintaining his tough cowboy image no longer appealed to him. Instead, he chose to focus on his personal passions, spending more time outdoors and appreciating the beauty of nature. He still loved westerns, but he wanted to live life on his own terms rather than those dictated by Hollywood. For much of his life, he had kept these struggles private, avoiding media gossip and sensational headlines. However, just before his death, he shared the truths he had kept hidden. These revelations provided a deeper understanding of who he really was. He had not only been an actor, but also a man who faced real and difficult challenges. However, what mattered most to him was staying true to himself. He refused to let Hollywood define him, and instead chose to live life the way he wanted. His legacy was not just about playing a cowboy on screen, it was about his resilience in facing life's toughest battles. If you want to fully understand how he got to the point of becoming a legend in the industry, then you need to watch this. The beginning of the journey. Clint Walker's life story started on May 30, 1927, in Hartford, Illinois, where he was born into a family with Czech roots and had a twin brother. Instead of sticking to traditional schooling, Walker chose a different path and jumped straight into the working world. He first worked in a factory and then on a riverboat. At just 17, he joined the United States Merchant Marine, which opened up a whole new world of adventures at sea and helped him learn important life skills. But that was just the start of his many experiences. After his time in the Merchant Marine, Walker took on various jobs in places like Brownwood, Texas, Long Beach, California, and Las Vegas, Nevada. Each of these locations helped shape who he was and gave him a wide range of experiences. In Las Vegas, he worked as a doorman at the famous Sands Hotel, showing how adaptable he could be. However, fate had more planned for him. When the Korean War broke out, Walker returned to the Merchant Marine, feeling a strong desire to help with the military efforts. After all his adventures in the Merchant Marine and the war, Clint Walker was ready to explore new opportunities, which eventually led him to Hollywood. Walker's life took a surprising turn when he caught the eye of Henry Wilson, a talent agent famous for helping many legendary actors. With Wilson's help, Walker didn't just change his career path. He also transformed who he was as a person. Walker's career adventure. Henry Wilson was a key player in the entertainment world during the mid-20th century, known for his talent in discovering and developing stars. Under Wilson's management, Walker went through a major rebranding, which included changing his name. The actor who was once called Clint Walker became Jet Norman, thanks to his new agent's vision. This wasn't just a simple name change, it was a smart strategy to create an image that would appeal to the entertainment industry. Wilson, who had a talent for crafting marketable personalities, saw something special in Walker's rugged charm. The name Jet Norman brought a sense of Hollywood excitement and mystery, fitting perfectly with the trends of that era. With his new identity, Jet Norman took on more acting roles, showcasing his skills in different parts. This partnership with Henry Wilson was a significant moment in Walker's career and showed how important talent agents are in shaping the identities of Hollywood stars. Clint Walker's rise to fame in Hollywood was fueled by his amazing looks and strong build, which made him stand out in the tough entertainment industry. Standing tall at 6 feet 6 inches, with a 48-inch chest and a 32-inch waist, Walker had a powerful presence that really caught people's attention. His unique features led to a big opportunity in his career when he landed an audition that would change everything for him. His charm and impressive size impressed casting directors, and he was chosen for the lead role in the TV show Cheyenne. Using his real name, Clint Walker, he played the character Cheyenne Bodie, a wandering cowboy hero in the time after the American Civil War. The news of his casting came out in June 1955, marking the start of a major role for him. Cheyenne was part of the Warner Brothers Presents lineup, alongside adaptations of famous stories like King's Row and Casablanca. However, it quickly became clear that Cheyenne was a standout hit, becoming more popular than the others. The show not only showcased Walker's rugged looks with many shirtless scenes, which fans loved, but it also featured great writing and fantastic acting. The success of the series was clear, as it kept audiences hooked for an impressive 8 seasons. Clint Walker was not just a great actor, he also had a wonderful singing voice that added to his talents. His baritone voice was featured in the series, which led Warner Brothers to create an album that highlighted his ability to sing traditional songs and ballads during the early days of Cheyenne. Warner Brothers had big plans to cast him in a movie called The Story of Sam Houston, but for some unknown reason, that project never happened. Even so, Walker's fame and popularity kept growing, making him a major star in the entertainment world. He loved playing Western roles and felt a strong connection to that genre. In April 1956, he shared how happy he was with his career, saying he wouldn't want to do anything else because Westerns kept him active and outdoors. This showed just how much he enjoyed the adventurous spirit of Western stories. Recognizing his popularity as a Western star, Warner Brothers gave him the lead role in the movie Fort Dobbs in 1958, which was directed by Gordon Douglas. The movie highlighted Walker's impressive presence, and film critic Howard Thompson praised him as the best-looking Western hero ever, comparing his shoulders to King Kong's. Even though Walker's performance received acclaim, there were some loopholes. Still, Warner Brothers didn't give up on Walker and looked for more opportunities for him in Westerns. He later starred in another Douglas-directed Western called Yellowstone Kelly in 1959, alongside Edward Burns from the popular TV show 77 Sunset Strip. This project turned out to be a small success, helping to raise Walker's status as a leading man in Western films. Walker's role in Cheyenne also helped him stay relevant in the film industry, as some episodes of the show were turned into movies and shown in theaters. Plus, a short clip of Walker riding a horse as Cheyenne made its way into an episode of Maverick with Jack Kelly, showing how connected the Western TV shows were. Beyond television, Walker appeared in other Warner Brothers productions, including an episode of 77 Sunset Strip, proving he could act in different roles. Warner Brothers continued to see potential in him for feature films, giving him a role in Gold of the Seven Saints in 1961, directed by Gordon Douglas, where he acted alongside Roger Moore, who was also signed with Warner Brothers' Clint Walker, known for his success in Westerns, expanded his acting skills by taking on various roles in different genres. One standout moment was in the suspenseful episode Portrait of an Unknown Man from the Kraft Suspense Theater, where he acted alongside the famous Robert Duvall. This role allowed Walker to step away from his usual Western characters and show off his dramatic talent in a thrilling TV setting. In 1964, he took a supporting role in the comedy Send Me No Flowers, starring Rock Hudson and Doris Day. This film let audiences see a funnier side of Walker, proving he could easily switch between different types of roles. The next year, Frank Sinatra recognized Walker's talent and cast him in the lead role of the war drama None But the Brave, which was Sinatra's only time directing a film. Walker's performance in this serious movie highlighted his ability to tackle complex characters. He also made guest appearances on The Lucy Show, a popular sitcom, showing that he could adapt to both film and television. In 1966, Walker faced a tough challenge when he acted alongside a grizzly bear in the Western film The Night of the Grizzly. The movie highlighted his physical skills and added a new layer to his Western roles. Around the same time, Clint Walker starred in the family adventure film Maya, which was set in the beautiful scenery of India. This showed that Walker was open to taking on different and tough projects, moving beyond the usual Western stories. In 1967, he reached a big milestone in his acting career with the war drama The Dirty Dozen, where he played Samson Posey, a quiet convict. This film became Walker's biggest hit in feature films at that time. The Dirty Dozen had a fantastic cast and became a classic in the war movie category. Walker's role as Samson Posey added more depth to the film, proving he could play a variety of interesting characters outside of Westerns. After the success of The Dirty Dozen, Walker went back to his roots with the Western film More Dead Than Alive in 1969, which brought him back to the genre that helped build his career. This film showed a different side of Walker, adding more complexity to his character. The New York Times described him as a handsome guy with a strong presence, noting that while he didn't always show deep emotions, there was something charming about his serious nature as an actor. This comment captured Walker's unique appeal to audiences. Continuing to explore his acting skills, Walker took on supporting roles in two comedic westerns in 1969, Sam Whiskey and The Great Bank Robbery. These films allowed him to show his versatility, as he brought humor and a lighter touch to storytelling within the Western genre. In 1970, Clint Walker joined the cast of the eclectic musical comedy, The Finks. Although his part was just one of many, this film added to Walker's impressive career and showed how he could shine in different types of roles. After that, he returned to TV, taking on leading roles in made-for-TV movies as part of ABC's Movie of the Week series. Some of these included Yuma in 1971, Hard Case in 1972, and The Bounty Man, also in 1972. These projects kept Walker in the spotlight and showed his dedication to trying out new characters and stories. However, the early 1970s were tough for him personally. In May 1971, Walker had a serious skiing accident at Mammoth Mountain when one of his ski poles went through his chest. Despite this scary incident, Walker showed incredible strength and determination in his recovery, proving he was just as tough off-screen as he was on-screen. He continued to work in both TV and film, supporting Telly Savalas in the biopic Pancho Villa in 1972, which added even more variety to his career. In 1974, he starred in a short-lived TV series called Kodiak, where he played an Alaskan patrolman, once again showing his ability to take on different roles. That year was busy for Walker, as he also appeared in made-for-TV films like the cult classic Kildo and the thriller Scream of the Wolf. These projects helped maintain Walker's strong presence on television and showed that he appealed to a wide audience. In the 1976, Clint Walker kept his successful career going by taking the lead role in Baker's Hawk, a movie that highlighted his strong presence as a main actor. Set in the American West, this film allowed Walker to show off his unique rugged charm once again. The next year, in 1977, he took on supporting roles in two significant films. First, he was in Snow Beast, a horror movie made for TV that added some suspense to his varied film career. He also starred with Charles Bronson in The White Buffalo, a western that looked at the mythical and symbolic sides of the American frontier. These roles showed that Walker was still dedicated to the western genre while also trying out different types of films. In that same year, he also worked on a Canadian film called Deadly Harvest, which gave him a chance to display his skills in a new cultural setting, expanding his career internationally. Additionally, Walker had a small but important role in the well-known miniseries Centennial. This epic production, which covered many generations and the history of the American West, allowed him to be part of a story rich in historical and cultural meaning. After 2 years, he appeared in another TV project called Mysterious Island of Beautiful Women, a film that mixed adventure and drama, showing Walker's talent for captivating audiences in various genres. During this time, he met Western author Kirby Jonas through a mutual friend, James Drury. There's more to Walker's career, but for now, let's pause and continue with the most fascinating stories about him. Personal life and challenges. Clint Walker's life outside of acting included 3 important marriages, each lasting around 20 years. These relationships showed his dedication to family. His first marriage was in 1948 to Verna Garver, and they had a daughter named Valerie in 1950. Unfortunately, their marriage ended in divorce in 1968. Valerie became one of the first female airline pilots, which reflects the adventurous spirit of the Walker family. When it came to food, Clint Walker made some interesting choices. He decided to avoid certain meats and described himself as a peace proletarian. He and his family didn't eat beef, but enjoyed chicken and salmon instead. This choice showed what he valued when it came to food. Clint was also active in politics. In the 1964 presidential election, he supported Barry Goldwater, a Republican known for his conservative views. This endorsement showed that Clint was involved in political issues and stood by his beliefs during a time of big changes in the country. In May 1971, Clint Walker went through a terrifying experience that almost took his life during a skiing accident at Mammoth Mountain in California. While trying to navigate the tricky and uneven slopes, he suddenly lost control and fell, coming to a sudden and violent stop when a ski pole pierced his heart. The injury was so severe that when he arrived at the hospital, doctors initially thought he was dead. However, a sharp-eyed doctor noticed some faint signs of life in Clint. Quickly, the medical team rushed him into surgery, where they managed to fix his heart. This incredible turn of events allowed Clint to return to work just 2 months later, showing his strength and the amazing skills of modern medicine. Looking back on this life-changing accident, Clint mentioned that he had a near-death experience, which likely changed how he viewed life. Although he kept the details of that experience to himself, it certainly added a significant chapter to his life story, highlighting both the fragility and strength of being human. Even after facing such a close call with death, Clint Walker lived a full and active life for many years. Sadly, on May 21, 2018, just 9 days before his 91st birthday, he passed away from congestive heart failure in Grass Valley, California. And who knows, it might be that injury from the accident that came knocking again. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.